Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Hanny.
Welcome to part B of this month's Grammar Station lesson. Today's lesson is titled, An Important Crop. It sounds like we'll be talking about food.
Food. That sounds about right. Crops are plants that people grow for food. Some important crops are wheat, corn, and rice. Today we'll be talking about rice.
Well, to be clear, the characters in today's dialogue will be talking about rice. We've got Oscar and Billy. Billy's going to be learning from Oscar.
Indeed, Oscar knows a lot about rice. He knows how it grows, how to harvest it, etc. We can all learn a lot from Oscar.
I agree. Okay, everyone, let's get started on this month's Grammar Station lesson.
Good idea. When we come back from a short break, we'll start reading from our lesson. First, though, we need to take a look at today's vocabulary. 好，今天的对话是关于 an important crop 重要的农作物。那么标题里的单字 crop 就是农作物，它是当名词来用。例如 Some farmers prefer to grow organic crops. Some farmers prefer to grow organic crops. 有些农夫比较喜欢种有机农作物，那么 organic 就可以形容有机的。好，课文一开始 Billy 问说有多少国产稻米是在这边生产的呢？ Oscar 说他不确定，不过可以肯定的是这个区域的稻米深受大众喜爱。那么接着 Billy 又问说稻米通常是什么时候开始种植，什么时候收成的呢？这边有三个单字 certain 是形容词，表示肯定的、确定的，像是 Are you certain about this? Are you certain about this? 你确定吗？这件事你很肯定吗？下一个单字 plant 在课文里面是当动词来表达种植，例如 Catherine planted roses in her garden. Catherine planted roses in her garden. Catherine 在她的园子里面种玫瑰花。最后一个单字 gather 是动词，它表示收集、采集，像是 His brother helped him gather firewood. His brother helped him gather firewood. 他弟弟帮他收集生火要用的木材。好，那么现在看完单字例句，我们来读课文吧。
Billy is learning about rice from her friend Oscar.
How much of the country's rice is grown here?
Not sure. However, I am certain this area's rice is enjoyed by many people.
You can count me among those people. When is the rice usually planted?
The first crop is planted in late February, and the second is in late July.
Explanation 1.
Welcome back. Part B of our lesson is titled, An Important Crop. Our stars today are Billy and Oscar. Rice. Definitely an important crop is the topic of their conversation.
Right， 在今天的对话里面 ，Billy 和 Oscar 在聊重要的农作物。那我们知道稻米啊、玉米和麦都是重要农作物。顺便学一下 wheat。Wheat 就是麦的意思。Okay, let's start reading. Billy is learning about rice from her friend Oscar. Oscar knows his rice. He's a rice expert. He can answer almost any question about rice. Almost.
Very funny, but it's true. Yeah, Oscar knows a lot about rice, but not everything. In fact, he's not sure of how to answer Billy's first question.
Well, Billy asks, how much of the country's rice is grown here?
Oscar doesn't know the exact answer to this question, so he says that he's not sure. I think he has an idea, but he can't give Billy a number like 50%, for instance.
Right. However, he is sure of something though. Next, he says, I'm certain this area's rice is enjoyed by many people.
Yes, this rice is enjoyed by many people. And get this, Billy is one of these people. She says, "You can count me among those people." Then she asks Oscar, another question.
Right, but before we hear Billy's question, there's something we need to do. We need to hear from Teacher Daphne.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 count A among B， 意思是将 A 视为 B 群体之一。count 是及物动词，意思是视为、当作。among 是介系词，意思是在点点点之中。例如 ，The company counts many celebrities among its clients。这间公司将许多名人视为客户。
And we're back. Okay, Billy has another question for Oscar. When is the rice usually planted? She asks.
Well, Oscar knows the answer to this question. He answers Billy by saying, the first crop is planted in late February, and the second is in late July.
Now get it. They plant and then harvest the rice twice a year. Now, one note in that sentence, okay, a crop is the actual amount of food that is harvested at some time. A crop is the amount of a crop taken from one place at one time.
哦 Billy 问说稻米通常什么时候开始种植？那么 Oscar 回答说，第一期稻作是在2月底种植，第二期在7月底，所以一年会收成2次。那特别注意 crop 在这边它是指一次收成的量或是收获量，所以 the first crop 就表示第一期稻作。好，我们再顺便补充一下 harvest 这个动词它表示收成。Okay, everyone, with that, it is now time to take a break. Don't go away, though. We'll be back soon.
So, when are the crops harvested?
The first is cut and gathered in late June, and the second is in early November.
It seems like it's a lot of work for such a little thing.
It is, but it's worth it.
Explanation 2.
Welcome back to this month's Grammar Station lesson. Let's start reading from Part B of our lesson titled An Important Crop.
Before the break, Oscar and Billy were talking about rice. Billy is asking the questions and Oscar is answering them. Oscar knows a lot about rice.
He's a rice expert. Or close to it. Anyway, let's hear from Billy right now. She's got another question for Oscar.
Right. She asks, so when are the crops harvested? She learned before when the rice crops are planted. Now she wants to know when the rice gets picked, so to speak.
Oscar answers her question by saying that the first crop is cut and gathered in late June, and then the second is cut and gathered in early November. You see, you don't really pick rice like you'd pick cotton, let's say, or like you'd pick some fruit, okay? Here, you cut and then gather rice when you harvest it.
Yep, you cut and gather rice. And boy, is it ever hard work.
Yeah, Billy seems to get this. She says, it seems like it's a lot of work for such a small thing. But is it though, Billy? I mean, sure, grains of rice are little, but each rice crop is an important thing, right? What do you think, Teacher Daphne?
第二则文法是 It seems like 加子句，意思是看起来，好像。代名词 it 代指眼前的情况。 Seem 是不及物动词，意思是似乎、好像。后方用介系词 like 像引出名词子句，主词加动词。例如 It seems like the show is over. 看来表演结束了。
谢谢 Daphne 老师的讲解。听完 Oscar 解释稻米的种植和收成期，同学们有觉得这个种稻米是很辛苦的事吗？1粒米才这么小，却要下很多功夫。那这边补充一个单字 grain 它可以指谷类谷物，也可以表达颗粒谷粒。那 a grain of rice 就表示1粒米。Well, I agree with you, Jeff. Yes, grains of rice are little, but rice as a crop is super important. I also kind of understand Billy's feelings. Cutting and gathering rice for harvest does sound tough.
It does. And Oscar, he agrees with her. Yes, it is hard work. But he actually responds to her by saying that cutting and gathering the rice is hard work, but it's worth it.
Yep, it's totally worth it. Don't you agree, Teacher Daphne?
第3则文法是 something is worth it， 意思是某事物很值得。worth 意思是值得的，使用时后方接名词。something is worth 加名词，就是某事物很值得点点点。这里用代名词 it 代指付出的努力。例如 Clint has spent a lot of time on the project, but it is worth it. 克林特花了很多时间在这个企划上，但一切都值得。
And we're back, but not for long. You see, with that, this month's Grammar Station lesson is now in the books.
Yes, it is. This month's Grammar Station lesson is now finished. As always, though, we'll be back next month with another Grammar Station lesson. See you then. Bye-bye.
Part B, an important crop. Billy is learning about rice from her friend Oscar.
How much of the country's rice is grown here?
Not sure. However, I am certain this area's rice is enjoyed by many people.
You can count me among those people. When is the rice usually planted?
The first crop is planted in late February, and the second is in late July.
So when are the crops harvested?
The first is cut and gathered in late June, and the second is in early November.
It seems like it's a lot of work for such a little thing.
It is, but it's worth it.
Hello, everybody! 欢迎来到英语描述大解析，我是 Holly。
Hey everybody, welcome to Confusing Words. I'm Shane.
好，我们今天的字是什么呢？
Okay, the words today are convince and persuade.
OK， 两个中文都是说服。
Okay, this can be a little bit confusing.
It is a little confusing.
Yeah,
right?
but we'll make it easy for you.
Exactly.
Okay,
好，第一个字 convince。
convince.
OK， 这个字呢就是说服、劝服某人，所以就是 convince somebody of 什么东西或 that 怎样？
对，所以有点像就是他们会觉得 OK， yeah，right？
所以它比较像是思想上的被说服哦。
Right
对，就是观念可能被改变，或者是你可能原本不接受什么想法，然后后来接受这个想法。
Right. Okay, now persuade is a little bit different, right?
Yeah. So persuade 呢，它一样也是说服、劝服，可是呢，它说服的比较不像是观念，而是去说服某人去做什么事情，就直接一个动作。
所以有可能他们同意，还是他们不一定要同意，就是他们还是会去做。
对。
OK。
所以重点是动作这个东西。
Yeah, that's the easy way to think of this, right? One is the mind, convince, and the other one, persuade, is the action will happen.
Exactly.
Okay, so for convince, an example could be Rex can't convince his wife that she looks good in red.
So Rex 无法让他的太太相信他穿红色的衣服很好看，好 sad 哦。
So sad.
Yeah.
Persuade. I tried to persuade my boss to give me a raise.
我试着说服我老板帮我加薪。
I didn't persuade him. Fail.
Fail. 好，如果这2个字还是觉得非常 confusing 的话呢，我们就直接进入 live action.
I need to persuade my girlfriend to let me play video games when I get home at night.
Why? You definitely waste too much time playing video games.
She's always upset because I play video games instead of talking to her. But I tried to convince her that it helps me relax and it's good for my mental health.
I'm not convinced that's true.
It is true. It totally relaxes me.
Maybe if you spend a little less time playing games and a little more time talking to her, then you can persuade her to let you play after you talk to her.
That's not a bad idea. How long do I have to talk to her for?
I don't know, just use your common sense. Don't be such an idiot.
Fine.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到我们1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天用1分钟的时间来复习4个单字，同学们您都准备好没？好，1分钟计时开始。第一个单字呢，它可以指农作物，它也可以指你去播种一次会收获的得到的量。这个字叫做 crop， 农作物。Corn is the main crop of this area。这个区域呢，主要的农作物是玉米。第二单字呢，它可以形容是肯定的、确定的，叫做 certain。Eric is certain that he will get the job. Eric 很肯定他会得到那份工作。好，第3个单字呢，它可以当动词来表达种植，其实它也可以当名词来表达植物，这样你知道了吗？叫做 plant。我们是要用动词造句。The tree was planted by her grandfather. 那棵树是他爷爷种的。好，第4个单字呢，它可以指收集呀、采集，就是把所有东西把它这样收进来，这样就叫 gather。Okay, the kids were gathering pebbles. 那些小朋友们正在收集小石头。好，太好啦！我们在1分钟之内已经顺利复习完4个单字，很轻松吧？好，那不管怎么样，还是要多多复习哦。我们下次见，拜拜。